What's
Good.
up?
Good morning to you.
Hi. How was the weekend?
Gosh, the weekend was awesome. We had like summer weather. Good morning to all the folks on Vibes Radio, man. We had like really good summer weather this weekend, so I was happy for that. I got to wear a short dress. You hear me, Trudy?
Oh, excuse, excuse us. Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, good. There was a little bit of a delay. I wasn't sure if you were hearing me okay. Yes, I was saying I got to wear a
Okay.
short dress. It was like 24 degrees, 25. One day, I think it was like 28. So that wasn't bad. So that was, I'm pretty happy about that. The only thing is that now I'm extra hot inside. So now I feel like I need to put on the AC. So
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see. How about you?
It was always hot for the weekend. I mean, I told you on Friday, this is the tropics and it's extremely hot. And I stayed inside for most of the time. I always get to wear little clothes, so that's not a thing for me, Jael. That you got to wear a sundress, but yeah, the weekend was hot as usual.
Mm,
But what can you do?
okay.
Monday morning, bright and early, here we are.
Did you do anything special? Like
This weekend, not at all, not at all.
no,
Sorry,
no sea,
nothing, nothing.
no, are you born in the
I'm
place?
sorry, I'm sorry.
Good morning to all the listeners of Vibes Radio. Those of you who are just tuning in into Radio Land, you're probably just connecting on the Woman to Woman show. I want to say good morning to the folks on 99.5, 94.5, 90.1, the Digicel Channel 57 listeners. How you doing this morning? Hope you're having an awesome day. See my hands up like I'm dancing. I'm feeling like I have like African music in my head. So I'm feeling that vibe right now. Good morning to the folks on Facebook. If you're on Facebook and you're seeing us, we live. Let us know that you're on and you can see us. Let us know where you're tuned in from. We love to interact with our social media peeps. So make sure you holla at us. It is
Right?
Monday, right? It's Monday. My God, like, do you like Mondays or do you just don't like Mondays?
I mean, I used to not like Mondays, but now since all days seem to feel like the same day, I am kind of okay with Mondays now. But before, Mondays used to be a real drag. But with lockdown on Sunday, I kind of, I'm cool with Mondays now.
She's cool with Mondays. I don't know. I'm still getting used to this whole COVID everything. I don't think I'll ever be used to it. Hi Annadale, how are you in New Jersey? New Jersey's locked in. Everybody's locked in, and let me tell you,
Yeah,
woman show in every place you could think about. I didn't think people were actually tuning in. They're actually tuning in, right? Like there was somebody from New Zealand on last week. Like New Zealand.
oh, wow.
Yeah, they
Wow.
sent me a message. They're like, "Oh, I saw the shit was so good." I'm like, "Did you watch after, or did you watch like?" I was watching live. I was like, "Okay." Yes. Sophia said it's motivational Monday. I don't know if I want to. It's motivational Monday for you. What can we motivate? Motivate you to get out of your bed, right? Motivate you to definitely get out of your bed. And oh, I see you got a little bit of light in. Look at that.
Yes, yes. We changed something in here. We're good now.
You're looking bright. You're looking bright. Yes, yes.
So, Jill, we forgot to tell them to
Why?
share the light.
That's your new thing, eh? Share the live.
Share
And we
the
spell it
light.
SHYAH. Share the live.
Share the light. Yeah.
Make sure when you come on, you share the live, right?
Right.
Get connected with everyone. Tag your friends, whoever is tuned in and whatever. My right eye is tearing up a little bit. I don't know why. Like I should have gotten a Q-tip so I could, you know. I don't know. My right eye sometimes it just tears up
Something is
like
irritating.
some I guess. I probably need to go see the eye specialist or something. But with COVID and all that lockdown, anybody want to see you unless you have COVID.
Oh,
An emergency is like stay at your
yeah,
home, right?
that's
Will Richard is
mhm.
born in Bellwood, Illinois. Girl, let me tell
Hi.
you, peeps that'll be
All
on it.
over the world.
Yes, the men are on. Hey, if you're a man and you're locked on, if you're a bus driver and you're locked on to woman, let me hear your horns blow. Like blow your horns
Yeah.
loud. It's passing outside of Vibes Radio. We want to know that you're tuned in.
Give us
Really appreciate a, a loud beep, right? And don't forget during the show you can send your questions. So we encourage folks to send in their questions. There is a level of anonymity to you sending your questions. If you choose to not want to say who it is, like we could do that. You know, we roll like that. So you can send in your questions to 245-0514, area code 767 if you're outside of Dominica.
Right.
So your question, or you can hit us up on Facebook and send in your questions that way. And you can just say in the comments, don't say my name.
You know, tell us to keep it anonymous.
Yes. So they will be good to go.
Yeah.
It's Monday. We're starting off the show with something special. Well, we always start off the show with something special, right, Judy?
Yes, definitely. And this Monday, today is no different. We have a big show on for you today.
It's Girl Festival. You have a big show.
A big show. I am excited. So I need to say it's a big show. So today we're talking sustainable living, and we have two guests today, Alyah Leblanc and Michele Henderson. And definitely I know our audience will be very intrigued by what's going to be discussed today.
Yes, but I feel like we need to take a break. We're going to take a short break.
Okay.
So I will take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking to Alyah, right? Alyah comes in first.
Alyah.
So we're going to be taking a short break. So I want to tell you, stick a pin in it. We got to pay some bills. And when we come back, we're going to be talking sustainable living right here on the Champion Station, Vibes Radio. Keep it locked.
The most powerful medium on the island of Dominica. Vibes Radio, the champion station, is your number one choice, playing the hottest and the latest music. Listen live on the road or listen at home on your iPod, iPad, Android, and computers.
Didn't you know the only place to go, Vibes Radio? Silk, say so.
The Dominica Red Cross is playing its role to fight against this coronavirus outbreak by sharing disease prevention information, dispelling rumors, and reducing panic. You must also do your part. Facts, not fear, will help protect yourself and your loved ones. Fear is never an excuse for racism or hate. We emphasize the importance of acting together to help slow and stop the spread of COVID-19. Seek information from trustworthy sources like the local Ministry of Health, the Red Cross, and the World Health Organization. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross. Stop the spread of viral infections. Stay safe and healthy and protect your community by coughing and sneezing into your elbow or tissue and washing your hands with soap and water. Wash your hands often and properly for at least 20 seconds. Only go outside when necessary. Get information only from reliable sources. We're in this together. Stop the spread of COVID-19. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Huggies Active Sec disposable diapers provides the best absorption results. Its Velcro Dura technology provides a long-lasting fit for up to 12 hours of absorption and are available in sizes small to XXL at an affordable price. Huggies Active Sec, leading your baby to explore the world. Available at all supermarkets and shops island-wide and distributed by Springfield Trading Limited.
We wake you up to take you up, so stay up like a champion.
Woman, I am woman, I am woman, yeah. Hey, this is your girl, Michele Henderson, and you're listening to Woman on Vibes Radio, the one and only. Keep it locked.
security and sustainability. The One Seed a Day initiative is an awareness campaign targeted towards persons with little knowledge about agriculture, simply encouraging them to eat what they grow what they eat. So, from June 1st to the 30th, we'll be posting pictures and videos of production, large scale or small scale, by us and of course by you. We'll be posting tips for those who want to get started on the venture and those who have already begun. So like, share, post, and most importantly, participate. #One Seed a Day. And I consider myself an advocate for food security and sustainability. The One Seed a Day initiative is an awareness campaign targeted towards persons with little knowledge about agriculture, simply encouraging them to eat what they grow what they eat. So, from June 1st to the 30th, we'll be posting pictures and videos of production, large scale or small scale, by us and of course by you. We'll be posting tips for those who want to get started on the venture and those who have already begun. So like, share, post, and most importantly, participate. #One Seed a Day.
Yes, we're back. We're back, right, Trudy?
Yeah, we're back.
Yes, that was a nice little intro.
Yes, it is. It was. And I heard her directly speaking to me. So I'm so excited to talk to Alyah right now. Because people always tell me about planting stuff. You have a backyard. Why don't you plant stuff? And I'm always like, I'm not a farmer.
Do you consider yourself to have like a green thumb or what do you call it?
I just don't. I just think I have like a purple thumb. I don't know. So
purple, mine's blue. Trust me. Trust me, it's I've planted things and they've grown, but it's always so hard for me to actually do it. But I really, really like this initiative, and I think considering, we've been speaking about food security, we spoke about, harmonizing agriculture, we spoke about so many different things over the last few years. Yeah. So I feel like it's important that we put our foot forward and start doing something about it, right? And guess who's doing something about it?
Alyah Leblanc. So we're so happy to welcome Alyah Leblanc to the show this morning.
Yes, she joins us.
Hi, Alyah.
Hi. Good morning. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, how are you, Jael?
I am doing good. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. Feeling bright. This is very exciting way to start my Monday. It's been a while since I've started a Monday like this.
Special Monday.
Where are you?
Currently I'm in the UK. It turned out to be an extended vacation because of coronavirus, but I'm in the UK right now.
Okay.
All right. And how are you coping with the whole?
Initially, it's been a little difficult because it's not somewhere that I'm used to, especially with the climate. Oh my God, I came here like in the winter and it's been tough. But the transition have been nice so far. Like it's really sunny, it's warm, it's feeling very tropical, but it's a far reference really. But it's been fine, really. It's been good. It's been a great experience though.
Alyah, we want you to tell our listeners and our viewers who exactly is Alyah Leblanc and why interest in agriculture.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I am Alyah. I am 22 years old. I am from Pokase. Pokase is not exactly a village, but it's basically an area where I grew up. But I went to school in Dominica, born and raised. I went to the Dominica Grammar School, and then I went on to the Dominica State College. And from the time I left high school, I decided that I was going to do agriculture. Initially, I wanted to do medicine because I'm a lover of science. But then sometime during high school, I get to like agriculture as a subject. And then it became really interesting because not many young persons had an interest in that field. So I was on a subject. and women as well, because even as a girl, I got peer pressure in school. Like my friends, they were like, "Okay, so you're gonna do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna
You
do
want to
this."
plan fig? Earlier, you want to plan fig
Yeah,
for your life.
yeah, exactly. And then when I decided to go to state college, and I say I was gonna major in agriculture, I met, like, state college is a platform where like you meet everybody. Think people you haven't seen for a long time, you haven't met people, and they were like, "What's your major?" I say I'm gonna do agriculture. They were like, "You're gonna go school to plant?" I was like, okay. The peer pressure is starting to get on, but then I was like, there's so much more to it, and it's very extensive. Don't feel that farming is an easy job. You don't just put something in the soil and hope it grows. It's way more extensive, and it's so important. So I decided to pursue that field. I did my 2 years. I graduated top of my class in 2016. I was also a BAM scholar under the EDF. I was a BAM scholar for my last year of college.
What exactly is the BAM scholar?
So the BAM scholar was the Banana Company Measures. That was a program. When was it? Over a course of 3 years or so. I think it ended in 2016 to 2017. That was under the office of the NAO. So as part of that program, they had academic scholars for DSC students. So I was one of them. I was one out of the five. And then I graduated that in 2016. After 2016, I actually did farming. Like, I had to get down and dirty with it because I wanted to go to school, but that wasn't exactly working out how I planned. And it was hard to really get a job, really. I really wanted to work within the agriculture ministry. I wanted to do plant quarantine because I'm interested in plant pathology. Like, when I chose to do agriculture, that is something that I have been interested in. I see it as a plant doctor. It's basically studying diseases and pests within plants. So that was my interest. So I wanted to do plant quarantine within the ministry to get experience, but I didn't get through during that course of 26 and 27. So I was planting with my daddy. My daddy is a farmer. And I was selling watercress. I was planting my carrots. My mommy would sell for me. To the point where with my father, I decided to do this product I call Fire Spices. It was just spices packaged. And I got it labeled. I got a barcode for it. I started selling in Whitchurch and Astafans.
Wow.
And I just started
taking that.
Yeah. So that started well in 2017. I was excited about it, but then Hurricane Maria passed a little while after, and I had to move. Well, I didn't have to, but I decided to move. Just a month later, and I went to St. Kitts and Nevis, well, particularly Nevis, by a family member. And when I moved in 2017 in November, I started maybe working in a hotel, but then I always wanted to get back in the agricultural field because that's my thing. And I got employed in the local government as a plant quarantine officer, which is the field I really wanted to do.
Oh, St. Kitts.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Nevis, yes, in Nevis, yes.
Okay.
So I was a assistant plant quarantine officer for 2 years. So since 2018, I've been employed. I am still employed, but I'm just not working currently.
Okay. Wow, that is fantastic. That's a really nice little story, little wrap up of
yeah, basically that's everything in a nutshell.
So you are, of course, out of Nevis now, but you plan hopefully to go back, right?
Yes.
All right. So who are you targeting? Well, first of all, you founded this initiative, this One Seed a Day initiative. What exactly is the One Seed a Day initiative? Give us some insight as to the concept behind it, and why did you decide that you want to do this?
Okay, so when I came to the UK and, well, figuring out that I would have to stay some extended time, I decided that I'm just going to experiment. I'm going to try growing things that I haven't grown. I'm in a new climate, a new region, so I just wanted to try something else. And I decided to take a break off social media just for the sake of it. I thought it was distracting for me. And when I went back on, I decided that I was going to do something, I don't know, meaningful. So I posted maybe a picture of my little garden, and then I ended up doing a hashtag One Seed a Day. It just came out of nowhere. And I just said, And then I got some positive responses to it. And then I was like, okay. So I pitched the idea to some friends of mine and my family. And I was like, what if we do this? What if we go online and we do this? Like encourage people to plant, or like if they have a little garden, they could hashtag it. So it could become maybe a trending topic, or, people would see it more often. I mean, I know TikTok is the thing now, but I mean, it would be nice to see a plant or two in between a feed or a timeline or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with the idea maybe just 3 weeks ago. And then my friend, they just kept pitching to me and like my colleagues, and they were like, yeah, you could really get this done. So I'm like, okay, then all right, let's do this. So I came up with the One Seed a Day initiative because it just came to mind. And then I say, let me try and let's target it towards people that like don't know much about it. Persons say that you have to have a special hand to plant, or you have to be able to
The green thumb.
know what you're doing. The green thumb. Honestly, I think it's supposed to, it's
blue. Like they tie something in it and it just blue.
Exactly. But I think if we do just a little bit, it could be a simple pot by a window. It could be something simple. It don't have to be anything big. But the least we could do is try and do something sustainable, because we keep talking about it. Like, especially when you work within the agriculture industry, especially on like a national scale. You hear about food security, sustainability, but it's always those within the field that do the work. And we still try to encourage backyard farmers. Like, you too can do something so simple. Like, if you like lettuce, just have a simple lettuce by your window. Just something so simple that it's a good feeling to grow something and you can eat it at the end of the day. So that's why I said it's targeted towards persons with little knowledge about it. So what we're trying to do with this whole initiative is to just help you get there. If you need any help, like we've been posting tips as well to get started. You don't have to go to the extreme of buying like a bucket to put a bunch of soil. No, you can take something so simple. You could take an egg tray, fill it in with some soil. You could put tissue in it. You can plant a seed in it, and it's just something that's so simple. We're not trying to make it tedious, because one of the things that people feel that farming is something that it's hard work, and it doesn't have to be. The world is changing. Like, we're doing agri-smart practices. So it don't have to be something that has to be hard. It's just something that is so simple to do. And the little we do can make a difference. I mean, if we're talking about it, then we should at least try. So that's how it really fun.
Yeah, I really feel like you're preaching to me, because I'm one of the people that like to go and plant things that I have to be in soil, like I have to be bending and breaking my back, and I just kind of do it. And you said, people feel like agriculture has to be hard work, and right, it doesn't necessarily have to be. So I really feel like you were sent here today to preach, to try to get me to make use of it. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you about your pot in a couple of days, right?
That's okay.
You have to check. Nothing.
I will have to take Alyah's advice, because I mean it's very important, in this age, this current environment especially, to be able to have that sustainability within your own environment. But what you're speaking about, sustainable living, and taking that step to actually plant and be able to produce for yourself. For young people, that may seem, a bit like, it's not at something that would be at the forefront of a lot of young people's minds. So what would you say, particularly for the younger generation, to kind of encourage, because you are a young person yourself, so what would you say to young people to encourage them to follow this sort of initiative that you're preaching?
Well, how should I say it? Everything is trending right now, and I feel that One Seed a Day is going to trend. So if you want to be part of it, then join the trend. Just join the trend. It's I think that if you can dedicate, or I used to do it as well, I would scroll through social media hours and not knowing what I'm doing. So if you could just designate at least 5 minutes a day just to do something so simple like this, just to check up on your plant. I mean, when you reach to the stage of planting a seed, when it starts to grow, water it, keep going. You don't have to be an expert. And oh my God, I always tell people use the internet. It's there for a reason. You don't know anything, Google it. I Google it because I don't have much experience within the field myself. Like I'm young. I did farming as well, but I don't know everything. So anything I don't know, I Google it. So it's just something to like how should I say? Yes, if you want to be part of the trend, just join the trend. Just
I
join the
like the
trend.
fact that you kind of started this in an environment that you were not accustomed to, not
Yes,
accustomed to
yes.
in a colder environment, and it
Mm-hmm.
still works because you're pretty much saying like, because I'm one of those people that say I'm in Dominica, you know, in Canada, and I don't know about that planting thing, you know, like I'm
Exactly.
right. Or I always say, boy, my plant's gonna die in the heat on the
It's true.
inside,
Mm-hmm.
or I get my plant on the outside, it'll freeze to death, you know. But
It's true.
you just proven that you can actually grow in any climate. Like it doesn't really matter. It's a matter of doing your research and figuring out what will grow best within wherever,
Exactly.
and deciding, hey, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna uh, plant something. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna do like Trudy and say it's going to, because I feel it's a really good initiative, but I also feel like it's so hard for me to take care of everyone.
No, but
I
I think
know. No, it could be. It could
yes,
be.
yes,
But
yes, it's a great idea. The little egg tray thing. I mean, that is,
yeah.
Yeah.
we can do that. We can do that
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so we'll do the extra thing.
We
All
can
right.
do the
And
egg tray.
always put it right in front of, like, the window close to your sink. I know most people have a window close to
Yes,
their sink. Put it right there in your face so you'll always see it. So you'll always remember to water it. You'll always remember to check up on it.
that's a good
Yeah.
thing.
That's a really good idea. So we want to encourage, folks. Do you guys have a Facebook page? Do you?
Yeah.
How exactly can people be part of this? How do we incorporate this into our lives?
Oh,
And when does it start? Or does it start
yeah.
now?
Okay, so from the short video, the intro, I did mention that the campaign will go from June 1st to the 30th. I originally put a time frame that people could get involved, so that when you started planting your thing, or at some point if you begun, you could post it in an hashtag, one seed a day. It may seem that something that will start and end at that point, but really I want it to always something that will always be there. We will eventually come up with more content afterwards. So for now, we have a Facebook page, one seed a day, an Instagram page, one seed a day as well, and a Twitter page. It's called Be of Strong, but it's also called One Seed a Day. I think that's the admin name.
Okay.
So we have all these platforms. So the idea is, from June, for the month of June, we'll be posting as time goes, like, of production, because I've been getting a lot of pictures and messages already from persons, and I say, do you want to be tagged in? Do you want to think? I mean, persons also come to me and tell me, oh, it's a really great initiative and I hope you do well. I'm saying, well, yeah, you have to do it with me, because that's the whole point. It's for us to do it so everybody could get involved. So once you post it, you could tag us in on these pages, and you could also hashtag it one seed a day. So one day when someone looking up that hashtag or something, it will pop up and they will be intrigued by it. But it's something that I will always want to continue eventually.
Yeah, Alyah, we have viewers that are, commenting busily on the live. Somebody says, I like Alyah, she's a go-getter, and that they hear
Thank you.
that planting and gardening is therapeutic. And I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I picked a few cherries from a tree in my yard that just grew by itself. I had nothing to do with it. And it did feel like therapy. So I agree. I agree with that comment. And then somebody says grapes,
really
olives, blueberries, and lavender outside as gnats flies hit the scent. Okay, so some flies.
Started planting basil.
Basil and peppermint. That's good.
Yes, that's Sophia Carrington. So a lot of people are getting into the soil and doing a little
That's
bit.
the idea.
So the whole point of this is not just to plant something, but plant something that you're gonna eat eventually. Is that the purpose of it? I just want to be
well, yes. The concept the concept eats what you grow what you eat is not something new. We've all heard it before, obviously. So I just think we just use that, like, just market this whole thing. But I mean, if you're trying to get persons, especially those that don't know much about it, if you're trying to get them to encourage them to do something, obviously it's not something that would benefit them eventually. So if you like tomatoes, go ahead with it. usually most persons start off with a herb garden. It's something that's really, it's simple, and it goes a long way. A lot of people use herbs almost for everything, anything. And like you said, Jael, like persons, especially if you're from like the islands, you assume like, this is not what we're accustomed to. I don't know how to do it in the bigger countries. And so like, especially being in the UK, um it really encouraged me or my family and my family as well to really start doing something so simple, because when you're in a country like this, you, especially with a global pandemic, the scale of food shortage is like very real. It's like, yo, if this thing gets serious or this thing continues, what will happen? And you're not in your small little island that can be like, okay, my neighbor have something, or I can go up on that side and get something quick, or it have a market. No, these things are not easily available. They're not readily available. So you have to do maybe just a little bit. That's why this whole thing is just really get to it. That's why we go with eat what you grow. So at least you could start off with that. Something that will personally benefit you on a small scale, obviously.
That sounds fantastic. Hashtag one seed a
Seed
day.
a day.
From the 1st to the 30th, be part of this. You could start getting your pots, getting your trees,
Start getting ready.
Start getting ready. You have a few days. We early. You have a few days.
Really, exactly.
And get your seeds and start right on time, and make sure you have
tips. There are tips on the pages as well. This is beginning to getting started feature already. Just look for it's a simple 1 minute video. Just go through it and just use your imagination and just go for it. Really.
Encourage people to take pictures every day of how their
progression. Yes.
Progress.
Yes.
Take pictures every day and hashtag it, so it'll keep it'll keep it active and people will see, even if you're dying. Just so we can all see the progress. I have a feeling that man will die. I'm just saying that for myself. I was thinking for myself.
But it doesn't matter. At least you tried, and at least you will be encouraged to keep going. And yes, this therapeutic thing is very real. Because the minute you do something, you'll be like, wow, this is really fun. And this is so calm. It's relaxing. You're away from distractions. You're away from like maybe your phone or whatnot. And you're just in your zone doing your little thing. You may be focused or worried that, boy, will I grow? But you just have to tell yourself, okay, you know what? You're going to grow. You're going to grow. So,
to the I hear you have to talk to it.
Of course. Yes, it's true. It's true. You have to will it. You have to will it.
Thank you very much, Alyah, for joining us here on The Woman to Woman. I'm so proud of you as a young woman, a young Dominican woman, making strides, especially in agriculture, something that normally not touched by many women. But we see a lot of women starting to like come up to the time and say, "Hey, we're gonna do this.
Yes,
we're gonna own this, like own everything." Oh, sorry, man. Thank you very much for being
welcome.
We appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, take care.
Bye-bye. Hashtag one seed a day.
One seed a day.
That's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing all the different pictures or videos that people post using the hashtag one seed a day. Great interview. And we got to get on board.
We have to, Jael.
Yeah.
We have to.
You see how it's truly threatening me? On live radio, social media, I'm being threatened. You hear what she said? We have to. But we have somebody who is actually doing it coming up. Most of us know her as musician, singer, songstress, talented individual, Jean Grande. We know her as the princess of jazz in Dominica and Zouk. She's the princess of it, right? And
pretty star.
Yes, that's what we know her as. But guess what, guys? She's also a farmer. Like, who would have thought that Michele Henderson is a farmer? We're getting to say good morning to the beautiful Michele Henderson tuning in. Hi, Michele.
Hi, Michele.
Hi, Jael. Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can. Fine. How are you doing today?
Thanks so much for having me. I'm doing well, actually. I'm doing quite well. I'm busy with studies and videos and interviews and concerts. So, yeah, I've been quite occupied.
how was coronavirus treating you?
Well, so far so good. Actually, to believe it or not, I'm actually out in the like almost countryside of North Carolina at the moment, stuck there because obviously there's no flights home. So I'm pretty safe. Lots of outdoor space with family, and there's 2 acres of land outside and trees and a river next door. So it's kind of like being at home, except I don't have my farm.
So we have Mickey and she's away from her farm at the moment.
For the moment, that's only momentary.
Back. Miguel, everybody, well, Jael just said, everybody knows you as a songstress. Everybody knows Mikel for her amazing voice. They don't necessarily know about Mikel the farmer. So tell us a bit about Mikel the farmer.
Well, to begin with, I grew up in a farming environment. My father always had animal husbandry was always a part of our life, and also he always planted the food that we ate. And whereas most people knew my father as a teacher, he was a very well respected teacher and sportsman. He was a national basketball player and cricketer, and they knew him as such. But I knew my father getting up in the early morning, going to his garden to tend his crops, to graze his sheep and goats, and coming back. And all of this was before he went to teach, before he got to school. He would either do that or he would go fishing in the mornings as well before he went to school. So I grew up with this idea that this is normal. This is what people do. And my mom always planted things around the yard. And I remember the first time they gave me some cucumber seeds to plant for myself, and I went and I planted them and I tended those things, like day after day. And then they grew and they bore fruit, and I was so thrilled. We actually ate what I grew. I was probably like 8 or something like that at the time. So it was such a thrilling experience, such a fulfilling experience, that I've always kept this idea that we should grow our own food, and farming is just something that you're supposed to do. I also took care of chickens all my life, so it was just normal. It wasn't something I was sort of introduced to. I was actually born into it.
Why did you decide to get involved in poultry? I mean, you were something that you were born into, but people can, are you famous? Why are you making money? Like, you can buy your food. Like, why did you decide to get into sustenance farming? And explain to us a little bit about what sustenance farming is, because I kid you not, I had to Google it. Like, I literally, when I saw it,
subsistence
farming. What is subsistence farming?
Well, the thing is, my husband and I, mostly my husband, because for some time I had sort of moved away from what I had grown up with. Obviously, I got, into music and everything, and you just get into the idea of buying things from the store like everybody else. And then my husband, who lived most of his life in the city, moved to the country when we got married. And so started thinking, well, we have all this land, your parents have all this land around the house, and it would be best if we, my mom was already growing stuff, but it would be best if we improved on that and provided food, better food for our kids. So he decided, he always loved agriculture, but he just didn't have the space to do it in town. So then here he was in Granby. He decided that we were going to make use of this land to rebuild the chicken coops, because they were there before when I was growing up. And we got into it basically as a means of supplying our own family with organic, nutritious food. And when we started doing it, we started on a small scale, but it was so rewarding that we just increased the numbers and the space and the quantity. And now we actually supply the community with eggs every week. Most of the shops buy from us. Most of the people in the community buy eggs from us every week. And we provide, I can't remember the last time I actually went to the store to buy any meat products. We have chickens, we have turkey, we have goats and rabbits, and also we grow bananas and plantains and our cabbages and lettuce and bok choy and tomatoes and so on, so that we can just literally, there's several times that I make a meal where everything comes from the yard, except maybe the seasonings like the onions and the garlic, which I haven't tried growing yet. But yes.
Wow.
So completely, basically eating off of your own farm.
Yeah, we can, absolutely. We could, I think, we if in an event of a pandemic or like after Hurricane Maria, this is when I proved to myself that this was a very important thing that we were doing, is that we were not panicked over food. We had food all around us, and we could have lasted for an entire year without buying anything from the store because we actually had we were the epitome of food security at that time. Still are. We've increased actually exponentially since then. So I want to drive home the point to people, especially given the climate change, and we see how disasters are happening more frequently with things like this, like COVID-19, a pandemic, where it is very important for you to secure your own food. So it's not even a matter of, farming, I can't really get into it's actually a necessity now. It's becoming a necessity. Because who's to know if another event like this happens and the customary, especially in places like this in the US, large farmers don't have employees because they've all been sent home because of COVID-19. They can't plant. Where's the food going to come from? So consider these things. And in the islands, we have the opportunity, we have the land. We can actually, in Dominica, you stick your thumb in the ground and it'll grow. The soil is that fertile. So we can make the effort. And it's a small effort because you can actually do this for yourself if you're not doing it on a grand scale to be sold. You can do this for yourself in small pots, even if you have no land. You buy a little flower pot and you can put it on your porch. And every day you can water. Everything grows in Dominica. We have sunlight, we have clean water, we have fresh air. That's what the plants need. And then, so with me now, I can use also the manure from the animals to fertilize my plants so that I don't have to use any chemicals in my plants whatsoever.
So you go
So
basically
and yeah. So you can use, it's a fantastic way of living. It keeps you young. Not only because of the exercise, but also because of the reduced toxins in your food. They don't have as many toxins in your food, so your skin benefits, your teeth and your everything benefits, your nails, your hair. So it's a win-win situation as far as I'm concerned. I think right now we just need to sort of glamorize agriculture a bit more so that people realize it's not something that we should look down on. Y'all remember that poem, The Song of the Banana Man?
Yes.
By Evans Jones?
Yes.
I will live and die a banana man. You remember about the guy casting up his nose and
right.
But and then the banana man had to explain to him, what it is that he really does and how his contribution is so meaningful to the society, and that he's not poor and destitute because he has stained clothes or his hands are dirty. He's actually making a very meaningful contribution to the society. So I always remember that poem. And I always remember that, sometimes we make it look like farming is such a menial type of, it's not, it's to me, the most important profession is that of a farmer because he provides, everyone needs food. Every single person needs food. And without the food, what are we? Exactly. So it's very important.
This is really hitting home for me. Like I literally got like a bit panicky when you talk, about the food security and how so. I mean, these are things we know, but the way you've reiterated it has definitely touched the pit of my soul. Is like, oh my God, like if we really have a pandemic or this comes back, harder, and we may not be able to get foods imported. Able to
the store. You can't go to the store.
To go anywhere. And just going into your backyard, it would help. I mean, it could save your life, right? But you've made this a family thing. How do the other members of your family play a part in this? What are some of their roles?
Well, the kids, fun part of my kids are not at home anymore, but when they were, they would also do everything. They would feed the chickens, feed the rabbits, collect the eggs, tray them, clean them. They did everything. Water the plants. They're very much involved. When I'm home, I do in the mornings, I get up, put on my boots, and I do. It takes me like 2 hours to basically do everything. If I'm there alone, I can do 2 hours and I feed all the chickens, take the goats out. I remember walking on the bayfront because I do take my goats out to graze by the river sometimes. And this gentleman who was planning to do an interview with me drove up on the bayfront and saw me in my boots and started taking photographs because he couldn't believe that I was there walking out with my goats. But the people in Grand Bay know me, so that's not a big deal. I go out with my goats all the time, and then I go pick them up in the afternoons. And it doesn't take as much time as people think it does. You get into it, you do it in a matter of 2 hours. I've done pretty much everything, taking care of all the animals in the yard. And I'm telling you, we have like maybe 15 goats, 20 something rabbits. I probably have close to 400 chickens. At one time, I had 20 turkeys.
Wow.
So, and I could do that in 2 hours of the day and still have time to water my flowers. I love flowers as well. To plant and prune and check on my flowers. And it's done, and you have the rest of the day to do anything else. It's really not as work intensive as a lot of people make it seem.
Right.
Subsistence farming, at least. Probably if you do it on a larger industrial scale, then it might take more effort. But if I've like the young lady was saying earlier, each person can do that little bit. And suppose you plant tomatoes and your neighbor plants cabbages, and you don't necessarily have to do exactly the same thing, and you exchange, But the idea that we need to be responsible for our own food, we really need to impress that upon the public.
Michele, it sounds like you're quite good at time management, though. I mean, the 2 hours thing sounds like you have basically you have refined your time management skills to the T. That's what that sounds like to me.
There's a formula, Trudy. There's a formula.
What's the formula?
The formula is you time it. You wake up early, and I usually do the chickens first, and then the turkeys, then I do the rabbits, and then take the goats out. And it's because I know that formula. I kind of it's easy for me to just do it, but it's not hard, honestly. And the thing is, we have a watering system for our chickens as well, which wasn't hard to put in. We put in some pipes, and then we have some water tanks so that their water flow. I don't have to put water for them every day. The water it flows. As long as they drink from it, then it replenishes itself. And that works great for me because the tanks are there. I have the tanks on my farm. And when there's no Dawasco water, my chickens still have water, and I still have water in my pipes. And it's actually, and everybody can do this. It's not like something that's that difficult. If anybody's having problems, they can ask some questions or Google. We did a lot of Googling.
Wow. This is amazing. How have you been able to manage this part of what you do as a farmer, also as a woman, as a mother, as a professional singer? How do you manage all of this? Yes, Trudy spoke about, the time management in terms of how you do just the farming aspect of it, but this is not just all you do, right? And then you're studying as well.
Right.
How do you?
Yeah, I'm also a law student. So, yes, it's just, I think, honestly, I don't know how people see it, but I feel like we create time, and if you organize, you give yourself a good schedule. I have literally planned my entire year out till maybe not entire, up until October, especially for my studies. So I have a target of what I need to do every single day. It's already written down in my planner. So all I do is basically I set a battle plan for the day, and I know, okay, this is what I need to accomplish. So I'm going to do X first, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And I tick them off as I go. I literally sign them off myself on my planner that I have accomplished this for today, and I put my signature next to it to know that I've accomplished. Because I feel like if you don't plan out your time that way, then a lot of it gets wasted. So it's important that people you do that. And when I'm home, there's a almost like a magnet from the animals. I get up and I want to go and look at my farm and go and do these things. So that is all usually the first thing that I do, and then I'll follow everything else that's scheduled for the day. Yeah, you can fit in rehearsals, you can fit in interviews and recordings, and it's possible.
everything.
And essays, law essays, and reading cases, and all you can do.
Wow.
And then do a show at night. So
Wow.
it's possible.
Miguel, as you've been talking, I mean, I'm just the sort of person I don't know, I'm not a risk taker. And sometimes when people speak about things, some of the risks associated with it starts coming up in my head. It's just my personality. So I was wondering, as it relates to risks like theft or like, pests, destroying your crops or whatever. How do you take that into consideration when you're doing this subsistence farming thing? Because you want to make sure that everything that you've done, is actually you reap the benefits of it, I guess. But what about this whole, somebody can just come and just deplete take your goods, right? I know a lot of people are scared.
Larceny is something. It's actually a real threat. When you usually in they tell you about the SWOT analysis, and that this is a real threat when it comes to farming. That larceny is a problem. But I think the fear of somebody stealing one goat is, to me, the benefits of farming far outweigh that particular fear. Okay. And if you take steps to protect your animals, my animals actually have bells on them. Most people in Grand Bay, if you know Grand Bay well, several people have goats and sheep. Right? So, and they walk all over the neighborhood. Let me tell you about it. Sometimes a guy comes to my house to ask me for his goat because it followed mine. They followed my goats home. And because I have more females and his male is sitting in my pen, sitting there, I'm just waiting for him to go pick it up. That happens all the time. And it's same thing with my males. I have to go find them somewhere. Somewhere else where they followed some females. It happens, but generally, we haven't had that much of a problem with it in Grand. It has happened to me on occasion, but it's not a major factor right now. Also, my yard is fenced, and I have my goat pen in the yard. We have enough property to have the goat pen in the yard, and then they are watched every day, basically. So sometimes we keep them in. They have their separate pens, and we feed them. We go and get grass, and we bring it for them to eat there. Or other times we take them out to graze. And I guess because people just know they're all goats, they don't really bother them so much. But I guess you just have to keep look. Again, I keep remembering these stories from school. The man sitting with his gun waiting for the thief to steal his bunch of bananas on his tree. But no, I didn't have to do that. And I have dogs. I've had dogs, and everybody knows I have dogs, so they don't really come into the yard. So that's one thing. Pests, on the other hand, there's two things you can do for pests. I don't like to use chemicals. So ash I use for slugs. You can actually plant marigolds between your herbs or your tomatoes and so on, because they ward off pests as well. They don't really like the smell of marigolds, but it's good. Right? And just check them frequently all the time. Just keep an eye on and put salt around your plants or ash around your plants, and you keep the slugs away. It's just like caring for a child, you have to. It's just that it doesn't take as much time, but you do have to check on them frequently.
Well, it is good with us, Michele, having you on here with us, sharing with us, and I don't know if you're gonna take part in the One Seed a Day initiative, if you're able to even take part in it. Are you even planning?
Actually, my sister is actually planting quite a bit. So it's springtime now, so the weather is now getting warmer, and so she's planted quite a bit of herbs and tomatoes and fruits also. Fruit trees. That's another thing we have to tell people to plant fruit trees, because after Maria we lost a lot of fruit trees in Dominica. So we should consider planting your mangoes again, plant your cherries, plant your turnips, and all those things that we lost. We need to do that. Even though it's generations from now that are going to benefit from those particular plants, but we have to do it. Otherwise, they won't have them. It's an interesting idea to plant a seed a day. I'm consider doing that amongst the other 10 million things I'm doing right now. But yes, I think it's a brilliant initiative. 1st of June, that's the day after my birthday. So that might be a good
happy birthday in advance. So your birthday in a few
yes.
days. Friday, right?
Thank you.
No, Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday.
It's the 31st, the Sunday.
Sunday.
Michele from
yes,
one May.
I am. Last day.
From one May to another, happy birthday in advance. Jael knows all about
Thank you very much. When was your birthday?
18th.
Is it past or still coming?
Past.
Oh, okay. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Shout out to all the May ones.
You know, queens are born in May.
Whatever. February is the best. I keep telling you.
No worries.
Thanks, Michele, for joining us. We really do appreciate you taking a moment, to tell us a little bit about your farming and what you do, subsistence farming. This will stay in my mind forever. Yes. No joke, I had to Google it. And we appreciate you coming on and speaking with us a little bit about what you do and how important it is to incorporate that into your daily life, to incorporate that. Just start doing it with your family and your friends and probably let your neighbor know. I like the part where you say, let your neighbor know, hey, I planted some cabbage. You want to plant some carrots, so we can, we're not really necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. You can collaborate.
We can share.
That's right. So
I love it. Love it. Thank
we
you.
have a Grand Bay Farmers group, actually. I just wanted to write, you can check out our Grand Bay Farmers group on Facebook as well. So we give a little profile of farmers from Grand Bay and what it is that they're doing, just to show people that, farming is alive and well. It's not something that's dead and gone in the community of Grand Bay. So and we will be updating in the future, putting more pictures, more farmers, more little biographies about the farmers in Grand Bay. So look out for that. Dominique, it's called the Grand Bay Farmers Group on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Michele.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Well, you guys heard it.
Yeah.
So now we have to go and plant. We cannot even be on here talking about this and not
doing it. We have to lead by example.
I am gonna go to Canadian Tire as soon as I get off. I'm gonna get my little flower pot. I'm gonna get my soil, and I'm gonna start to plant.
Right. I have things that have grown in my yard without my intervention, but I'm actually going to make an effort now to plant something myself. So this is my challenge. And Jael, when I come back next week and I'm saying, Jael, what did you plant? Don't tell me.
You have to stay in touch, and you can't just be on the blast like that. You can't just because I'm not good at lying. You can't say, oh yes, I have a plant. It's growing outside. No. You have to keep me in check through the week and say, Jenny, okay. You get your soil, you have your little fork, right. You keep me in check.
Right. So okay, I'll do it gradually.
Don't put me on blast. I'll be like, oh yeah, I do. I have and then I have a flower plant growing outside. No, I don't want it. I want to be part of this. I think everyone should be part of this. It's a very, very serious conversation, and Alyah started it, and we need to grab the bull by the horns, take up that mantle and go with it, and really take part in the One Seed a Day initiative. Michele's telling you how successful it is for her, doing it and how she's managed her time. I feel that you really should. Everyone should take advantage of this and do it within your home. Hurricane season is in a few days. The hurricane season is back.
We had an early start to the season, so we need to be very cognizant of the fact that this is the time, to get our ducks in a row.
Yes. So. We gotta wrap up. Before we wrap up, let's just shout out a few folks who've been sending comments. Marvin is saying Michele Henderson for Minister of Agriculture. Marvin is saying that. Ayo is saying great program. Woman to Woman is an inspiring show. Thank you very much, Ayo, for that. And Safia and all the other folks who came on and sent their messages. Renee is saying we create time, right? Yes. So at the end of the day, take the time out and do something that will help you. You're not helping. It's not nobody else. For nobody doing it. Not for yourself. You know, it will help you and your family in your home. Truly, it was fun.
It was fun. I said it was a big show. Earlier, Sawana Fabian was listening to us, and she she was laughing at my big show thing that I said. But I said to y'all, I said it was going to be a big show.
Sawana is a farmer. Sawana comes from a farming family, right? So I've known Sawana since I was born.
So
yeah. Thanks, guys. All those of you who connected, we really appreciate you. Go ahead.
And hope to see you on tomorrow. Another edition of Woman to Woman. Tomorrow morning, same time.
Same time, same place on your radio station, Vibes Radio. Bye, guys. We're gonna back to Chum. Gonna take over with the Rhythm Nation show. Right here at 10:30. You want to stay tuned for Sherma Alfred. She comes on talking about hair. You see my hair? I got my little shingles, my little curly shingles going on. She's gonna be talking about hair at 10:30. You want to stay tuned for that on your favorite radio station, Vibes Radio. Bye, guys.
Bye.
The most powerful medium on the island of Dominica. Vibes Radio, the champion station, is your #1 choice, playing the hottest and the latest music. Listen live on the road or listen at home on your iPod, iPad, Android, and computers.
Didn't you know the only place to go, Vibes Radio? Silk, say so.
The Dominica Red Cross is playing its role to fight against this coronavirus outbreak by sharing disease prevention information, dispelling rumors, and reducing panic. You must also do your part. Facts, not fear, will help protect yourself and your loved ones. Fear is never an excuse for racism or hate. We emphasize the importance of acting together to help slow and stop the spread of COVID-19. Seek information from trustworthy sources like the local Ministry of Health, the Red Cross, and the World Health Organization. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross. Stop this.